Hello everyone, this is Cherie, and in this video I'm going to talk about table reads. So how does a table read help you? It allows you to hear problems that you wouldn't have been aware of just by reading your script. It also gives you a deadline. You can polish your script forever, but once you've set up a date for a table read, you have to save your PDF file and send it to all the readers. That's it, done. Here are some of my recommendations for when you're putting together your table read. Okay, don't read any of the parts yourself. Just sit back and listen to your script being read. Allow plenty of lead time between when you send your script out to the readers and when you have the read, so that they have enough time to ask you questions about their characters. Double up on roles when there are characters that only have a couple of lines each. And have backup readers. This is really important. On Dumpster Donna, I had two people cancel within, one was within like a couple of hours beforehand, and I think the other was a couple of days before. And luckily, I had backup readers. Now, unfortunately, one of my backup readers canceled also. So I had to give one of the roles to a backup reader and then double up the parts for another reader. A couple of weeks ago, I uploaded the table read for Dumpster Donna. And after listening to it all the way through 3 times, I came up with a list of 47 action items. These are things that I need to look at and possibly change. Here are some of the examples. Word changes. I had written Prometheus statue at the Rockefeller Center, and it's actually a sculpture, so I need to change statue to sculpture. Delivery boy should be changed to the gender neutral word courier. I remember one of my very first scripts I'd written, I had used the term mailman, and someone said, you know, why don't you use the term postal carrier? And then that way they could, give it to either gender. So it's not gender specific. So good calls. Adverbs. So an adverb is a verb modifier. So basically you have your action verb, then you have your modifier, which usually ends in an ly. And people overuse adverbs. So here's an example. So she runs quickly up the stairs. So instead of saying runs quickly, you should change that to like a more succinct action verb. So you could say she dashes up the stairs. She sprints up the stairs. She flies up the stairs. That's basically what you're trying to do to get rid of your adverbs. I usually avoid them. I'm pretty good now. Back in like my really early scripts, I had adverbs all over the place. In Dumpster Donna, during the table read, I noticed, around half a dozen. I'm going to keep a couple just because they read well, and I just can't really think of a term to replace them with. But I am addressing 4 of them. She forcefully spits in the sink. Spit is kind of a forceful word, so I might just, remove forcefully or just see if I can come up with some other verb. She speaks animatedly on her cell phone. The woman following sulkily behind. Is sulkily a word? It's even hard to say. So Guy quietly walks over to the student. So those are all adverbs I'm going to look at and try to make changes for. I've become so hyper aware of adverbs that I was recently reading Silence of the Lamb, which won an Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay. And here was the sentence. Clarice climbs from her rented car, slamming the door angrily. Now, I think, anger is implied by the word slam, so I just would have gotten rid of the word angrily. But yeah, I notice it in scripts when I'm reading them. Checking for accuracy and relevance, especially where technology is concerned. I had Donna Skyping a lot. At the time I wrote this, this was right before the pandemic happened. And, that was one of the, the things people used. And now, post-pandemic, it's Zoom. So I think I'll probably go in and change all those to Zooms instead of Skypes. Does anyone still use Skype? Let me know in the comments. And then I mentioned the YouTube studios in New York. I don't know if New York actually has YouTube studios. LA did. I assume New York did. But I also heard the LA one closed, and I don't know if it was like a forever thing or if it was just a pandemic thing. So I need to look into that. I put there were trending videos on the side of the page someone was looking at, and I don't think they do that anymore. Now you go into an actual like trending section. Also, creators to watch, I'm going to have to change that to creators on the rise. So yeah, just little technological relevance to note. Swearing. There's some swearing, not like the big word, but in my mind, this is a rated PG movie. It might be a PG-13 because there's like implied underage drinking. I don't know. I don't know how the whole ratings board works with that kind of stuff. But I'm going to try to remove the swearing. At the end of the film, the script, I have Donna using the term sugar, which is something I heard a lot in the South. And I kind of liked that. So instead of using the S word, you go, oh, sugar. Which, it kind of goes with her character as well. But I need to set that up in the beginning. So I think when she's going out of her room, sneaking out of her room, and the champagne bottle falls and rolls towards her parents' door, I think she will say, oh, sugar. And then I have Guy using the term Scheiße, which is the German S word. And it comes off it's kind of weird because it comes out of nowhere. He is not necessarily German. In fact, I want to talk about Guy now. So when I was originally writing the script, I wanted Guy to be any ethnicity except white. And I didn't really know how to write that in the script. My first draft, I used the term exotic. Donna is attracted to his exotic good looks. And then a reader said exotic. I guess that's like one of those bad terms you don't use anymore. Even though the definition is specifically what I was going for. But so then I changed it to something else. I'm still thinking of changing it to something else. So I called him Guy because that's just generic. But then I gave him the last name Gildan because I like the alliteration, Guy Gildan. And it kind of goes along with the company Golden Hour Photography because Gildan is kind of like gilded, gold, but it's an English last name. So, I don't know. Got to think about this. Other stuff with Guy that I want to change is like his Freegan speech. I need it to flow better. It's a little too stilted, almost there. I'd been working on it a lot. I think originally it was like a 3-page speech or something. But yeah, and then also the speech that he and Donna have about more tote that doesn't flow as well either. So those are things specifically I need to work on with Guy's character. And then the last example I'll share, it's kind of funny. It's the Freegan couple, the background actors. So I named them after my aunt and uncle, Bobby and Isaac. And when I put out, a casting notice and put down the character breakdowns, no one submitted for Bobby. And I couldn't figure out why. And now I think it's because maybe it's not really a specified gender. So in the future, if I do casting breakdowns, I'll put like male or female, in parentheses so people know. And then no one really knew how to pronounce Isaac. I mean, he was always Uncle Isaac to me. But when you look at it on the page, it's like Izat. And so that's how it was read during the reading. And so, again, I would not have known this had I not had a table read. So I'm going to change those names so they're, more easily recognizable. If I were directing Dumpster Donna, I'd keep them, but this is one that I'm trying to sell. All right, so that's just a little of all the 47 changes that I'm going to be making, or things I'm going to be looking at for Dumpster Donna. I do want to tell you about this great table read I watched online, and I think you should watch it if you're a fan of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. So in 2020, it was the 10-year anniversary, and the cast got together and performed a table read. There were only like 2 cast members that weren't able to show up. It is wonderful. It's fast-paced, it's edited, there's some music and drawings thrown in, and it is just so fun. I will put a link in the description, or I will pin it in the comments. But I would love to do, after I make these changes for Dumpster Donna, I would love to do it like a more produced table read, something that's really fun, maybe throwing in some of the music cues that I had used when I was writing the script. I just think it would be really, really fun, really great. All right, so what's next for Dumpster Donna? I need to make a pitch deck. The Frankie Chase pitch deck took me about a day to put together, so I'm expecting about the same for Dumpster Donna, so that'll be a chunk of time. It would be fun to make a YouTube version, just like I did for Frankie Chase, maybe with a female narrator. I'm not really sure, but that would be fun to put up again. And then my goal is to sell the script. This is not one that I want to direct myself, but I would like to sell it to a company who is actually going to make it. So a company who is interested in environmental concerns and underrepresented people, So segueing from that, I got a notification in my email. It is from the ISA, the International Screenwriters Association, and it is an international streamer seeking comedy feature scripts. The writer must have a voice, looking for underrepresented stories. And the comps they give are Senior Year, Eurovision, Coming to America, and Don't Look Up. Now, 3 of those are Netflix. Coming to America is Amazon. So I'm wondering, who this international streamer is. Might be Netflix, I don't know. And what they are requesting is a logline. What is the central crisis driving the narrative, particularly in the second act? Who is your main character, and what is their emotional arc? And what is the general setting or theme of the piece? So I don't know how long this is going to be open. Like I said, it's going to take me probably about a week to make all these changes to Dumpster Donna. So I will check back in with them when I'm done, because I think Dumpster Donna pretty much fits the bill. So yeah, fingers crossed, wish me luck. So just to close out, yes, table reads are important. I got great notes that I need to incorporate into Dumpster Donna. I am scheduling another table read 3 days from now. It's for Frankie Chase and the Mysterious Creatures, and I will upload that to my channel after I've, done the small edits I need to do after we record it. Hopefully you'll see it by next weekend. And then next month, July, I would like to schedule another table read for a script that my friend and I have been writing for the past 4 years. So that one I probably won't upload, just because I don't think he was too keen on the idea. Although it's such a fun script, I really think it would be fun. I think you'd enjoy it. But yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions about table reads, feel free to ask me in the comments below. And thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.